Hey everybody, thanks for clicking on the video. My name is David Pendleton, and today I'm going to show you how to play the golden shot. I get numerous Facebook messages about the golden shot every time there's a golden shot, which is every other week, right? So the week after tournaments, there's a golden shot. So you can get free Kingmakers, you can get free Berserkers, and a couple things I'm going to say right off the bat. One, if you kill the golden shot, this video is probably not going to be for you. This video is really for the people who struggle with it, even though there's a lot of free content out there, as far as guides go, that show you how to attack the golden shot. And, Tommy does a great video on the golden shot. But, from the feedback that I get, some people have a hard time following it, or they just don't understand the guide in general that he uses. So, a disclaimer, I did not create the guide. I will show you the guide here in a second. And these come out for every golden shot. But, the credit does not go to me for creating it. I just know how to use it. So, right off the bat, it's free. So it's not like I'm stealing it or anything like that. You can find it on Imgur. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Imgur. It's there. A guy named Tony Richardson makes it, to my knowledge. But it's free. And I'm going to put it in here and show you how to use it. So, and I will only focus on the hard edition. So, if you follow me, you know that I don't use Kingmakers in one-on-one play. Starting at Tour 6 is the first tour that I even use anything other than a basic ball. And I play Tour 6, 7, and 8 with Navigators only. I play Tour 9 with Quasars only. And I play Tour 10, which is the highest tour that I play, with Quasars and Katanas only. Katanas I only use on par 5s. Tour 10, every par 4, I use a Quasar only. I choose that ball because of the side spin. Pretty much in the shootouts in Tour 10, you need side spin. So I don't need any more Kingmakers. That's why I have this right here. As you can see, this is one of my accounts. It has a lot of gold banners. The reason I'm not focusing on the medium edition is because I have so many Kingmakers that I'll probably never get to. I really just use them in tournaments for the most part. So besides that, if you want me to continue these videos in the future, then please let me know in the comment section. If you don't find any value of them, let me know that too. But if you're a newer player and you do want to know how to do the other edition, the medium or easy edition of the golden shot, then I'll need you to help me out and donate to the channel, because it's going to cost me real money to go in there and buy that golden shot every week, because I use my free shots in the hard edition. But if you want to throw me a couple bucks, $2 to $5, I'll gladly go in there and repurpose that money to make a video on how to do the golden shot. But enough talking. So let me show you the guide, okay? Here's the guide. This is going to be for the hard edition. And again, you can find this online for free. You can even go to Tommy's video, and he puts a link to this picture in his description box. But anyways, here it is. So here's what I recommend to get the most out of this video if you're watching it. Is if you have two devices, so like if you have a computer, if you have two smartphones, if you have, one phone, one tablet, whatever the case may be, a printer, I would print this off, or I would have this picture on one device while you watch my video on a different device. That way you can reference this chart as I go in here and, I show you what I'm doing on each shot. Because here's the benefit, if you can figure out how to take advantage of this chart, is you can load up on Berserkers. So, which will really come in handy in tournaments, on any division, because there are sometimes on Rookie where you get like a good tailwind and you can drive the green with a Berserker. And the same thing with Pro, Expert, Master. Like, Berserkers are great balls, and you can load up on them right here for free. And if you're willing to spend a buck or two, you could really get a whole bunch in one shot, which I'm going to show you. All right. So there is the guide. So I'll explain this real quick. So on the left-hand side here, you see the box that says landing position. So this is what you want to do every time you take the golden shot this week. You want to put your white ring on the sand line in conjunction with your yellow ring on the rough line. That's your landing position. The great news about this shot is that is extremely easy to duplicate. And you're going to do that before you adjust your spin. Now, I don't know if it matters if you adjust your spin first or not. Normally, whenever that is the case, he puts in here which step to do first. But in this situation, there's not. So I just went ahead and did the landing position first, and then I adjusted my spin, okay? Now, if you are using this guide, and this is the first time using this guide, you need to write this down so you do not forget. When you go in to take your golden shot, before you do anything, you have got to memorize which way the wind angle is blowing. And every time you take a shot, it's going to be different. Okay, so let's say you're taking your free shot. The first thing you need to do is check the wind. And if the wind is blowing exactly north, like it's a tailwind, in this situation, once you find your landing spot, you're going to reference this wind chart, okay? So you're going to put 3.2 back and 1 point left spin on the ball. Then you adjust your rings on the right-hand side here. Then you take your shot and pray you hit perfect, all right? But here's why you have to look at the wind immediately, is because as you start to move the camera around to find the landing position, it's also going to change your wind direction. But the wind direction, when you go to adjust your rings and your spin, is based off the very first way you look at it, okay? I hope that makes sense. So if the wind is blowing exactly north, but you have to move your camera around on the game to find your landing spot, it might be blowing completely sideways at that point. And you don't want to put the wrong spin on the ball. So it's very important. So again, I'll tell you the steps if you want to write them down. Step 1 is immediately look which way the wind is blowing and keep that in your mind. Step 2 is to find this landing spot. Step 3 is to apply the spin on this chart. Step 4 would then be to adjust your rings. And I know it sounds like a lot, and I'll be honest with you, when I started doing this many months ago, there were some times that I timed out, all right, and it sucked. But you got to push yourself to get better, because once you learn this, you're going to get a lot of really good balls for free. All right, so now let me show you, I think, 6 to 8 shots, and hopefully you can reference this wind chart as I show you the shots that I took. And this will be really quick. All right. Okay, so first thing, like I said, step 1 is right here on this screen. Check out which way the wind is blowing. It is blowing, down and to the left. So based off the chart, if you have the chart handy, we know that we have to put 1.2 backspin on it and 1 bar of left side spin. But again, I find the landing spot first. So look at the wind blowing. And in this particular landing spot, the wind direction doesn't change too much when you find the landing spot, but there will be golden shots to where it really does change. And now you'll see me put the 1.2 back on it and the 1 bar of left spin. I found out by using this guide that the backspin was a little bit too heavy, so I reduced everything by about 0.1, or I tried to. And if you want to donate to my channel and you want me to use that towards showing you how to get free Kingmakers, then you can find out in the comment section on this video on how to donate. But you can see right there, we came in super smooth and we almost got the hole-in-one, which would have been freaking awesome. But in the hard edition, you can get better clubs too. Like that right there was a huge win. And 5 Berserkers for free. I typically spend $2 to $3 per account per week. If the golden shot hard edition is an easier golden shot. Now we have the wind blowing differently. So now we're going to the left, but north left. So again, find the landing spot. And when we look at the chart, we know we need 3 bars of backspin and 1.2 bars of left side spin. And then from there, it's really just about hitting perfect every single time. But again, we come in with a really nice roll, and we're really close to the hole-in-one, and we pick up the red ring. So you can see by using this guide, if you know what you're doing, which is always the hardest part, you can load up on clubs. Like we got Endbringer right there. That's awesome. And 3 more Berserkers. So now we've spent $1, and we've got 8 Berserkers. So, huge value to go along with some of the clubs that we're getting to. We'll fast forward this through the purchase part. But you can see the wind changes for the most part with every shot. So again, we're going north and slightly to the left. So I used about the same spin, around 3.2 back, 3 back, and the 1.2 left. Now, because we're getting a more north wind than we are north to left, I reduced the side spin a little bit. And those are little tricks that you just have to think about mentally. But even if you don't, even if you do exactly what the guide says, you're still going to fall into getting, free balls every time. You see, we're just flirting with that hole-in-one every single time. But we'll fast forward there. So there's 3 shots on that account. We probably did another 3 shots on this account. This being my baby account here. But again, we have north to left. You find that landing spot, yellow ring on the rough, white ring on the sand line. Apply that back spin. Apply that side spin just like the chart says. Hopefully you're able to see the chart at the same time. And this time we came in too hot, which I did a couple times, which is why I decided to start to take a little bit of backspin off what the guide says. That's the shot we just watched. Okay, so. All right, so now we'll take a look at these. So see, we still have some decent cards, but only two Berserkers there. Totally different wind this time. So this time we're blowing almost exactly left to right. This will be a different ring pull for some people because the trees get in the way if you try to flip the arrow around the blow north like you normally would when you pull rings. In this situation, you have to flip it where it blows south. And then instead of pull your rings, you're going to push up your rings. Just like this. All right, so Desert Storm, Guardian, that's a good club. Tsunami, and another Berserker. Fast forward through the purchase. We can fast forward through the setup. Everybody knows the setup now. Apply the spin based off the chart. Hit a great ball this time. My only great that I hit on this round of the golden shot, but I got lucky I didn't clip the rough. And we still had a nice roll to the red ring. So more Guardian. And then 3 more Berserkers. So, there it is. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up. If you want to know how, like I said, if you're a beginner player and you want to know how to get the Kingmaker balls, then donate to my channel. You can do so in the comments below. And let me know if you guys like this or not. If you don't like it, then I won't spend any time doing it. If you find it helpful, then let me know too. That's what it's about, helping people. Thanks, everybody.